Hey brothers, I'm JK Maisie, head coach and founder of the Porn Reboot system. If you enjoy watching these videos, if you feel that they're helpful, please go ahead and like and subscribe. And once you subscribe, click on the little bell icon so that you can receive notifications each time I release a video. And I release a video 4 times a week, every single week. On to the topic of today. Today I'm going to be talking about how making a choice during your reboot can actually set you free. In the YouTube app, go to notifications and turn on subscriptions. In the settings, go to notifications and scroll to the YouTube app and allow notifications. Now, back in the day, when I was in my early 20s, I used to be a little bit conceited because I had read a lot of books. So whenever someone was willing to help me out, I would always have this phrase. I would always say, I know I'm going to get there. I know I'm going to control this behavior, man. I know I'm going to get it under control eventually. I know I'm going to get into a relationship. I know I'm going to have the body that I want. I know I'm going to have the career that I want. I know I'm going to be successful. I would say those things. But it took so long before anything actually happened. And you might be in that situation. Here's what I mean. When you say that you know something is going to happen, like, yeah, I know this is going to happen. I know it feels good. It feels good to say that. It feels good because you have certainty. You feel like you're speaking power into something. But the reality is that it actually has much less power than you think. In fact, it has very little power. When you say that something is going to happen someday in the future, you know what that actually means? It actually means that nothing is happening now. I'll say it again. You're not visualizing. You're simply saying, like, oh, I know this is coming for me. I know this is coming to me. I know this is going to happen in the future. But the future is not guaranteed, right? You might get run over by a bus tomorrow. Touch wood that doesn't happen. Touch some wood over here, right? So nothing's happening now. Here's what happens when you wish for things to happen. When you wish for things to happen, only 2 things happen. The first thing that happens is that you waste a lot of energy. It takes a lot of energy to sit there hoping and dreaming or talking shit with your buddies about how you guys are going to get somewhere at a certain time. That's the first thing. The second thing that happens is that you actually lower your self-esteem. And you lower your self-esteem because what you don't realize is that while you're hyping yourself up and telling yourself that you know you're going to get there, you know you're going to be free from this behavior, you are simultaneously reminding yourself of all the other times you said you were going to do it and you haven't done it. You're simultaneously reminding yourself that in the present, nothing is happening. And that subconsciously you already know that you've said this before, you've done this song and dance, and you're not where you want to be. You're also reminded of your failures. The many times you tried to end your behavior, the many times you tried to change your circumstance in life, but you weren't able to do so. So you're reminded of the present moment where you have nothing. The funny thing about all of that is that now that you've activated your low self-esteem, it actually makes it tougher for you to actually take action. So you have 2 choices. One is you can live in an endless feedback loop of mental masturbation, which unfortunately is where many men live. Ask yourself, am I the sort of guy who's watching YouTube video after YouTube video, stuck in this cycle, telling myself, yeah, I know I'm going to do it. I know I'm going to beat it. I'm positive. I have a positive mindset. I'm focused. I'm motivated. I'm going to do this. But actually, you're not taking action. That's the first situation. That's the first thing you can do. The second thing is you can make a choice to do something about it. Now, whether the things you want to accomplish or not, whether it's with your career, whether it's with your business, whether it's with a relationship, whether it's with your health, whether it's with your reboot, whether that happens or not depends on the choice you make. Actually, it depends on only one choice. Choosing is very powerful. It's actually the key to everything. There was a book that I read early back in the day when I began selling door to door. I was probably about 21 years old. I don't remember the name of the book, but I do remember the author. And his name was Charlie Tremendous Jones. He was one of those old school motivational speakers. Never heard him speak, but I loved his little book. And there was a line in that book where he said, just make a decision and make it right. And I took that to heart. I realized that making a decision is always better than sitting on the sidelines thinking about it. It's always better than simply wanting something. And that's what a lot of guys do. A lot of guys wait. They're like, oh, I can't afford it. Oh, I'm waiting for the right time. I'm waiting for the right financial situation. I'm waiting to quit doing this one thing that I'm focusing on this part of my life right now. I'm doing this thing, and when I'm done with this thing, I'm going to focus on that. So many people want something, but you have all these things that are standing in your way. But the thing that you truly want is the most important thing. If it's rebooting and ending your out of control behavior with pornography, why are you sitting around still wanting it instead of making a decision? The truth is that at the end of the day, it's not really about the time. It's often not about the finances. It's not about that other thing you're doing right now. It's none of those things. It's the fear of making the wrong decision that's holding you back. Think about it. I know that was the case for me, and that's the case for me till today. In fact, I'll share something with you. Recently, I made an investment in a coaching group. This is where I'm getting coached. Most of the men in this group are much older than me. They're a lot more established. They're married. They are a lot more advanced when it comes to managing their emotions, their spiritual life, their mental health. And I realized that this was a group that I wanted to be a part of. I'm probably going to be the dumbest person in this group, but the investment in this group, I won't tell you the exact number, but it's a little over, let's say it's over $5,000 a month, right, to be in this group. But the value it's going to bring to me is it's worth a lot more than that. And this is about a 1-year commitment, I believe. Now, I've already made the commitment, I've already signed the dotted line, but I want you to know one thing. I did experience fear. I experienced fear of making the wrong decision. What if this was not as hyped up as it seems to be? What if it was not a good fit for me? What if because I was younger or not married or didn't have kids, what if I just couldn't get along with those guys? What if it was boring? What if the system that these guys offered was not a system that worked for me? What if I thought that I was financially able to afford this, but for these guys, this was pocket change, and it isn't pocket change for me? So these were fears that actually came up. But I realized one thing at the end of the day. You can only determine whether you've made a right choice or a wrong choice after you've made the choice. You can't make it before. It doesn't matter. You could see somebody make the decision and the person didn't make the most of it. So somebody could join something and they could fuck up for whatever reason. And then you look at them and go like, ah, yeah, he fucked up, or it didn't work out for him. That's proof that whatever that wasn't the right choice for me. But there might be somebody else who did well, right? There's no way that you can know, especially when it's something that's very important to your life, something that's going to take you to the next level. It's like I want to get married, all right? So somebody says, I want to get married, and then you're not sure, you're afraid of so many things. Then but let's say you're afraid of having that marriage ruined because of your porn addiction. Let's say a buddy of yours gets married. He gets married, and then 2 years later you watch him get divorced because his wife experiences betrayal trauma and she catches him viewing pornography or acting out. Then you go like, you know what, there you go. I shouldn't have gotten married. I shouldn't have gotten married because that's what would have happened to me. But you do know that somewhere else there's a man who's rebooting right now, who's going through the process and has made the decision to get married. It happens like every other month in our implementation program or in one of our other coaching groups, right, where a man does that. And he has a happy marriage. The intimacy with his wife deepens as a result of him being open about his behavior. I'm not saying he goes in without rebooting. He's in the reboot process, okay? So that's an example. So again, you only determine whether something was the wrong choice after you've made the choice. I'm not talking about random stupid decisions, okay? I'm talking about things which are going to make a huge impact on your life. So brother, that is my message for you today. Whether it is rebooting, whether it is working with somebody to take you to the next level in your career, whether it is starting a business, asking that girl out, whatever it is, understand that freedom comes from choosing. And in my case, with the story I shared with you, with the investment that I made in myself, I feel a lot freer. And I was so uptight leading up to the call with the person who was going to enroll me, because I had to sign the dotted line and give them my credit card information. I wasn't obsessing over it, but it did occupy a part of my mind. Those fears were there, but I wasn't thinking, oh, I'm gonna get on the call and find a reason not to join. I wasn't doing any of those things. I was eager to get on the call, but for me, the most important thing was I needed to make the decision. The moment I made the decision, I already know the sort of person I am. I'm committed and I'm going to go all the way. But the minute I made it, I felt free. I actually made the decision yesterday or the day before, but today was an easier day. It's a busy day. It's night. I'm still shooting videos. It's like 9, 10 o'clock. I don't know what time it is. I've been up since like 6 or 7 in the morning. It's been nonstop, but it's been an easy, just free day. And that's because I made a decision. Brothers, choosing gives you freedom. I'll speak to you later on in the week. Whenever you're ready, here are 4 ways that Porn Reboot can help you out for free. The first way is to subscribe to our channel and make sure you click on the notification bell to get a new video every other day. The second way is to get a copy of the free book, Confessions of a Porn Addict, 7 Secrets of Porn-Free Men. You'll learn about my personal struggle and the lessons I've learned over a decade, as well as strategies for putting together your porn reboot plan and ending your compulsive behavior with pornography or masturbation. So click on the link in the description below this video. The third way is if you're not sure where to start, but you'd like to learn more about my team and I, if you'd like to spend time with like-minded professionals, entrepreneurs, business owners, guys who work in sales, consulting, or high-level jobs, men who are controlling their behavior, then join our free and confidential group, the Porn Reboot group on Facebook. There's also a link to join in the description below this video. And finally, if you need help right now because you have a burning issue, your behavior with pornography is hurting you mentally, you're about to lose your relationship, you want to live up to your potential, you want to be an authentic man and free yourself from shame, guilt, and underachieving, click on the link in the description below this video that says free coaching call, or visit elevatedrecovery.org and click on the link which says book a call.